Good morning, hockey fans. Welcome to today's Midwest High School Hockey League broadcast of the contest between the home Dubuque Saints and the visiting Des Moines Oaks. JV team has taken the ice. Warm-ups are underway. It started here in about 5 minutes. The Oaks were victorious in both of yesterday's contests, winning the JV game 2-0, picking up the varsity win in overtime, 3-2. Looks like we'll get Trevor Breen in net for the Saints today. Looks like Dom Strauss on the other end for the Oaks. Saints send out Elliot Troush, Ethan Keys, Blake Schrader, and Elsie Sukuchoff and Cooper Smith back on D. Camera figures out where it's supposed to be here. And we're underway. Puck dumped down behind the net. Elliot Troush digs it out there. Battle on the far board. Ethan Keys gets it back to Troush. Sent out in front. Blake Schrader's shots kicked back behind the net. Thrown back out in front. The Oaks have it there. They'll advance it down the near side. Cross ice pass. Skates offside. Maybe not. Driven towards the net. Saved by Breen. Kicked around the near side. Taken away there by Tees. He'll send it up the boards. Held in by Lunders. His shot's deflected in front. High into the far boards. Oaks dump it down to the corner. Sent out to the middle. Covered by Breen. We'll get Tyler Randall out to take the face off. Puck's down. Jack Huger tries to break through. Now Randall gets it ahead. All the way back to the Oaks defensive zone. Try and play it out. Knocked in by Huger. Back to the end wall. Michael Poles chases behind the net. Out in front. Poles takes it away. Gives it back. Meehan shot. Deflected high into the corner. The Oaks are trying to dig it out on the far side. Wraps it back behind the net. Carried out now on the near side. Knocked away by Poles. Held in by Poles at the blue line. Walks it down to the slot. He's knocked off the puck. Gets it off to Huger. Jack's pass is blocked and sent back to the Duke defensive zone. Mullenkamp all the way to get it. Sends it over to Meehan. Wraps around to Huger on the far side. Now up through neutral ice. Landon Lund gets a shot on a player there. Back to Mullenkamp. Again over to Meehan. Just out of the reach of Blake Schrader. Dumped into the corner. That'll do for icing. So 13:07 left in the first period. Shots one apiece. Get Schrader in for the faceoff. That's not Schrader. That's Powell. Powell. Right back behind the boards. Into the corner. Lund picks it up. It's taken away by the Oaks. Now it's Powell down the goal line. His shot blocked. Kicked out in front. Waddick steps in. Fires it on net. Played back behind the goal. Wrapped her up to the far side. Back to Elsie. She'll play it ahead. Chipped up to Landon Lund. Scooped up and carried into the zone. Shot blocked. Cross ice pass. Hits nothing. Comes all the way back to Sukuchoff at the point. She's running to the boards hard. Back up. Ethan Sauser battles for it. Knocks it down below the goal line. Sauser with a nice back check. Played ahead. Waddick in the corner. Plays it around to Elsie. Takes another hit to the head. Fed back to the blue line. Tipped out in front. Saved by Breen. Another save. Still loose on the side. Now fired out the far side. And they'll go the length for icing. get Palmer in for the faceoff. Puck's down. Controlled by Dubuque. Wrapped around the end wall. All the way back to the point here. Lunders has it. Deflected in front. A little ping pong action. Picked up on the near boards. Again, played back to the point. They'll go D to D. Shot fired on net. Deflected high. Breen knocks it back behind the goal. Wrapped around to the near side. Sauser tries to dig it out. Can't quite clear the zone. Now helped out by Mitchell. Played just in front of the Dubuque bench. The Oaks will pick it up there. Sauser puts his shoulder into someone. Rousing applause from the varsity team. Dumped to the zone. McDermott back to get it. Plays it up to Schrader. Taken away in the middle. Now the Oaks. Walking to the far side. Shot fired on net. Gloved by Breen. Held on for a whistle. Elliot Troush out there with Ethan Tees, Blake Schrader. The Carter administration on defense. Schrader brings it across the red line, sends it over to Tees. Schrader skates himself 3 feet off sides. Tees to the faceoff dot now. Won by the Oaks. They'll send it back into the defensive zone. Play it out to neutral ice. Mullenkamp's got it there. Sends it over to Meehan. Ahead to Schrader. Dumps it into the zone. Charles chases it down in the corner. Now Tees chips it ahead. Still battle for in the corner. The Oaks will send it through center ice. Jumps over the skate of Mullenkamp. Meehan picks it up. Buff for Mullenkamp. Sends it ahead to Schrader. Schrader carries out of the zone. Chips it ahead to Elliot Troush. She's got Tees in the middle. Nice pass. Backhand shot. Goal! Just like that. Saints strike first. Off beneath and Tees goal. Beautiful feed from Elliot Troush. So at 10:02 in the first period, Saints draw first blood. The 1-0 lead. Shots on goal, 2-2. Puck one back to Elsie. She'll play it over to Waddick. Ahead to Michael Poles. Carries it into the zone. Changes his mind. Takes it back to center ice. Now it's dumped in by Randall. Played out to the far side.
Saints goal, number 36, Ethan Tees, assisted by Elliot Troush, 10:02.
Covered by Breen for a whistle. Randall out for the faceoff. Puck's down, controlled by the Oaks. Taken away by Randall. He'll play it ahead into the skates of Fugger. Now it's Randall, chips it into the corner. The Oaks pick it up on the far boards. Plays it back behind the goal. Sent over to the far side. The Oaks are trying to break it out off the wall. Taken away by Poles temporarily. Oaks regroup. Now poked off by Randall. Loose in the slot. Fugger shot on net. Saved by Dom. The near boards. It's held in by Waddick. Gets it up to Randall. Randall shot. Saved again by, I think it's Strauss. Dom Strauss. That's what it is. Saints send out the line of Powell, Lund, and McDermott and Smith. Puck played down. Controlled by the Oaks. Played up the near boards. Oaks 2-on-1 the other way. Just Cooper Smith back. Shot saved by Breen. Glove down by Smith. Battle for on the board. Squirts back behind the net. McDermott back there to get it. It's brought up the near side by Dubuque. Carried into the attacking zone. Oaks will counter. Sent a shot on net. Covered by Breen. That's Palmer in for the faceoff. Puck's down. Thrown by Molenkamp behind the net. Behan draws the penalty. Played back to the Oaks blue line. Stops for a whistle. Roughing is the call from Colin Waddick. So the Saints will send out the power play unit of Tyler Randall, Jack Fugger, Ethan Tees, Michael Bowles, Blake Schrader. Puck's down, controlled by the Oaks. They'll send it around the far side. Randall just holds it at the blue line, fires it back down the boards. Fugger's got it there. Gets it back to Randall. Randall over to Blake Schrader. Stops off for Michael Poles. Poles works it at the top of the circle. His shot fired just wide, but grabbed by Strauss. Held on for a whistle.
Des Moines penalty, number 34, Austin Burns, and 17 for nothing. Puts it on nothing but HD.
Puck's down. Controlled by the Oaks. They'll throw it back to Schrader at the blue line. He works it down to Michael Poles. Tops of the circle. Back to Schrader. Back to Poles. Centering pass. Fired towards the net. Tries to wrap right out in front. Goal! Ethan Tees with a beautiful feed. Or no, that was Schrader with the feed, I believe, from Tees. Or Tees from Schrader. Oh, Fugger. Fugger from Tees. That's who it is. The Saints jump out to a 2-0 lead. 7:47 in the first period. Tees in for the faceoff, wins it to Schrader. Battle for it, center ice. Now it's chipped into the Oaks defensive zone. Oaks will bring in the attacking zone. Now dumped down to the corner. Blake Schrader over to get it. Plays it up ahead. Backhand. And Trevor Breen with the save. Schrader in for the faceoff. Played to the corner. Up the far boards. Shift out to center ice. Strauss will cover for a whistle. We'll get Maddox Mitchell out there with Ethan Sauser and Palmer. They're backed by Waddick and Sukuchaw. Puck's down, controlled up the near boards. Held in by Waddick, gloved down by the Oaks. They'll try and force it out, knocked back in. All the way down to the corner. Maddox Mitchell battles for it there. Back behind the net, the Oaks will carry it out. Long pass, tipped by Waddick. Play up the near side. Elsie takes another violent hit. It's not a good day to be a ponytailed hockey player. Palmer now up, gets it ahead to Max Mitchell, takes it into the zone. His shot just off the side of the netting. Mitchell battles for it in the corner. He's assisted there by Sauser. Sauser knocked out the puck. He'll still chase it back down the net. Tries to throw it out in front. Mitchell shot just wide. Palmer knocks it over to the corner. Sauser over to get it. It's played up the near boards. Waddick keeps it in. Sends it down to the corner. Gloved down by the Oaks. Carried in by Lenders, who works it wide. Tries the wraparound, sends it back to the far side. Oaks can't hold it in. It'll go all the way back to their defensive zone. A couple D-to-D passes, and they're back out the far side. That's offsides. They'll leave it there. Cooper Smith in the defensive zone plays it over to McDermott. McDermott ahead to Powell. Taken by the Oaks at center ice. Now knocked back by Dubuque. Powell shot. Saved by Strauss. Kick to the corner. Wrapped all the way around. McDermott back to get it. Plays it off to Mullenkamp. Sends ahead. Chipped into the zone by Dubuque. The Oaks will pick it up on the end wall. Plays it D-to-D around to the near boards. McDermott tries to hold his blue line. Can't quite do it. Now it's back to Mullenkamp at the far blue. Carried in by Dubuque. Knocked off a stick there. Sent the other way. The Oaks carry it out through neutral ice. Shot just wide of the net. Carries up the near boards. Spun out by Powell. Gets it up ahead. Saved by Strauss. Now sent to the far corner. Michael Poles knocks it loose. His shot. Oh, saved by Strauss. Kick to the near corner now. The Oaks will try and get it out. Michael Poles with a big hit. Gets his own rebound. Now chases it into the zone. Knocked loose by the Oaks. Can't quite be held in. Meehan will dump it in. Everyone tags up back on sides. Taken away by Fugger and knocked to the far corner. The Oaks will work it out to neutral ice. Poke loose by Poles. Now send it all the way back. Meehan sends it up into the offensive zone. Randall tries to run it down in the corner. Sends it out front. Loose puck. The Oaks walk away from trouble. Jack Fugger carries it into the zone. Loose in the slot. Oaks collect and fire it back out. Waddick will run it down neutral ice. Send it ahead to Fugger. Slew-footed. Now the Oaks on the near boards. Sent into the zone. Kicked out to center ice. Schrader can't quite get a handle on it there. The Oaks will force it out to back behind the Saints net. Fired around the far side. Kick to the near corner now. Waddick will play it high off the glass, the length of the ice for an icing. 2:48 left in the first period. Saints are up 2-0. Shots on goal favor the Saints 7-4. Puck's down. Controlled by the Oaks. Drives it to the slot. Shot. High and wide. Played it around to the far side. Dumped in again. Covered by Green. 2:36 left in the first period. Again, the Oaks were victorious yesterday 2-0. The Saints have already come back and matched that number. Blake Schrader in for the faceoff. Puck's down, controlled by the Oaks. They'll play it back to the blue line. Now dumped on the boards. Oaks have it in the corner. Back up the half wall, back down behind the net. Sent out in front, nobody home. On net, eaten up by Breen, and he'll hold on for the whistle. We'll get Palmer in for the faceoff. Puck's down, controlled by the Oaks. They'll wrap it back behind the Dubuque net. Sent back around to the near boards. Palmer hit from behind into the boards. Palmer's got it in the defensive zone, gives it back to Cooper Smith, sends it over to McDermott. Nort plays it just out of the reach of Maddox Mitchell. Played all the way back into the defensive zone. McDermott will try and dig it out. It's taken away by Oaks. Fired on net. Shot blocked. Out kick to the far side. Cooper Smith wraps it around the back end. McDermott knocked off the puck rudely. Lunder's shot is high and over the net. Kicks out to the far side. Oaks applied a little bit more pressure here. Now it's taken away by Max Mitchell. They'll play it out to center ice. Got the Saints in a bad change. The Oaks going to change too, though. Lunders walks into a Saints nest. Thrown out to the far side. Held in by the Oaks. Picked up on the half ball. Skates towards the net. Goal! Nice type shot. Top shelf goal by the Oaks. And they'll cut the lead in half with 1:08 left in the first period. Puck's down. Controlled by the Saints, and they'll drive it into the zone. Hits the brakes just inside the blue line. The Oaks counter the other way. Sent ahead. Played up to the near boards. It's Lund. Lund chips it into the zone. Played out to neutral ice. Carter Molenkamp will dump it back into the zone. Now played again by Molenkamp, taken away by the Oaks. Ryder's shot, saved by Breen, kick to the corner. Schrader chips it up to the blue line. It's held in by the Oaks. Fired back down into the corner. Meehan back to get it. Back behind the net. Completely unnecessary hit. Molenkamp chips it ahead. Foul there. Taken away by Michael Poles. His shot. Goal! As time expires. So Poles with a pinpoint accuracy shot. Beats Dom Strauss. Runs the Saints lead to 3-1 as time expires in the first period. Shots on goal are both tied at 8. Pause for a minute. The teams discuss strategies or what the best breakfast casserole recipes are. Would have been a lot funnier if I got it out the first time. So the Saints look like a completely different team from the team that played yesterday. Jumping out to a 3-1 lead early in the first. I see Strauss on the bench, unhappy with his state in life. And I see the other goaltender, looks like Ryan Jobson, warming up in the net. Back underway here in the second period. Saints battle for the puck, picked up by the Oaks. Carried in the zone, saved by Breen. Knocked out to the far side. Now back behind the net. Taken away there by Waddick. Pulls, chips it off the boards to streaking Tyler Randall. He kicks it ahead to Fugger. Fugger all along the slot. Shot saved by London. Or no. Jobson is the new goaltender. Puck's down. Dumped in by Michael Poles. Back to El Suzuki. She'll play it over to Waddick. Waddick gets it ahead to Poles. Jumped all the way down to the corner. Wrapped back around behind the Oaks net. Now played up the near side. Squirts all the way up the center ice. Poles to get it back to Sukachov. Sukachov over to Waddick. Back to Suk. Sent up the middle for icing. Played around to the far side. One gets ahead to Powell. Powell carries it down through neutral ice. That's across the top of the circle. Shot. Saved by Jobson. Powell in for the faceoff, wins it back. One chips to the head, it's blocked by the Oaks. Fired in from the blue line, saved by Jobson. Battle for in the corner. Squirts out, Powell's got it, walks behind the net. Throws it back to the blue line. McDermott struggles to hold it there. They'll play it back. Excuse me. Bat ahead, the Oaks now control it in their defensive zone. Knocked away by Powell. Back to the corner, it goes D to D. Playing it up through center ice, taken away by the Saints, and they'll dump it in. Powell pressures in the near corner. Sent around behind the net. Chipped up into the Saints bench for a whistle. We'll get Ethan Tees in for the faceoff. He's got Blake Schrader out there with him. Elliot Troush back at the point. He'll hold it just in at the blue line. Now it's knocked loose. Still held in by Mullenkamp. Bent down to Schrader. His shot kicked wide. Loose puck fired back in. Again, nice save by Jobson. Now played back to the point. Mullenkamp's got it there. Fired on net. The Oaks trying to play it out. It's knocked down by Schrader. Gets it out to Elliot Troush. Fired into the corner. The Oaks go D to D behind the net. Fired out the far side. Held in by Cooper Smith. Shot covered by Jobson. Puck's down, controlled by the Oaks. Troush in the corner. He's knocked off the puck. He's battled forward on the half wall. Kicks back to Blake Schrader. Schrader high off the glass. Back behind the net. Troush slides in to take it away. Played back to Schrader. Top of the circle. Shot. Blocked in front. Loose. Jobson covers for a whistle. Puck down. Palmer wins it back to the D. Held in there by Sauser. Now fired all the way down to the corner by Waddick. Wrapped around to the near boards. Again, held in by Sauser. The Oaks will walk it out to neutral ice. Chip back behind the net. Breen tees it up there. Oaks take it away. Sent back behind the net. They'll throw it back to the blue line. Now work down low. Out to the other point. Oaks shot. Blocked in front by Waddick. Kick to the corner. Fed back. It's Jimmer. Plays it over to his D partner. Sent on net. Blocked again by Waddick. Is that Sauser? Sauser into the zone. Top of the circles. Tries a nice little toe drag in the slot. It's taken away. Back out to center ice. Elsie's got it there. She'll play it ahead. Now Sauser back in the defensive zone. Sends it ahead. Palmer chips it into the zone. Covered by Jobson. They'll let it play now. Huger battles for it behind the net. Sent out to the far side. Waddick tries to play it in. Covered by Jobson for a whistle. Get Randall in for the faceoff. Picked up by Poles. Chipped up into the netting behind. 3-1 still here in the second period. 10:32 remaining. Shots on goal. The Saints have been pouring it on here this second period. It's now 16-9. Puck's down. Gets it back to Cooper Smith. McDermott takes a hard hit into the boards. He's not good at all. Now he's moving around a little bit. Scary few seconds there. He was kind of stuck in a position, but now he's sitting up. Cut long. Looks like he's a little upset. Waiting to put someone in the box. So what happens in a situation like this is the ref didn't see the initial call. While they're tending to the injured player, the ref will get together with the linesmen and discuss what the three of them saw. Looks like Scott Long has been asked to leave the game. So the Oaks have been assessed a 5-minute major for the hit of McDermott. It looks like Scott Long's gotten at least a 10, if not a 2 to go with it. I wish I had something funny and witty to say to cut the dead space, but it's early on a Sunday morning. I am enjoying watching the ref explain to Scott Long how he's not talking himself out of this penalty, and has probably talked himself into a couple others. So Ben Sexton's been assessed a 5-minute major. And they're also serving a 2-minute penalty. So the Saints on a 5-on-3 power play for 2 minutes.
Des Moines penalty.
Send over Schrader. Schrader gets it over to Randall. Randall's pass to Schrader goes unconnected. Blake will set up, gets it ahead to Michael Poles. Poles carries it into the zone, hits the brakes at the top of the circle. Wheels down to the faceoff dot. Back behind the net. Kicks out. Tyler Randall's shot didn't quite get all that one. Now sent all the way back to the player bench. 30 seconds gone on the power plays. Schrader carries it back up through the neutral zone, drops it off there for Randall. I didn't see that offsides, but he has the whistle at the mic. Played back to Schrader just in front of the Oaks bench. Now sent to the far side out of the reach of Michael Poles. The Oaks will take it, send it to length. Stop behind the net by Breen. Schrader picks it up there. He'll play it off to Tease. Tease's pass connects with Randall. Randall sends it over to Michael Poles, carries it into the zone. Shot from the high slot, saved by who's their goaltender? Jobjen, saved by Jobjen. Holds on for the whistle. Puck's down. Oaks control in the corner. Sends it the length of the ice. Breen stops it there. Tees it up for Molenkamp. Molenkamp takes it behind his own net. Work it up the near side. Sends it up to Cooper Smith. Smith, long cross ice pass. Tease wins the faceoff. Gets it over to Blake Schrader. Now Fugger will carry it into the zone. Tops of the circle. Drops it there for Blake Schrader. High slot. Gets it off the poles. Shot blocked back behind the net. Randall gets it back over to Poles. Back to Randall. Gets it off the poles. Centering pass is blocked. Oaks steal it. Send it to length. 13 seconds left on the 2-minute penalty. Breen tees it up there for Schrader. Schrader walks it all the way into the zone. Takes it to the far side. Played back to Randall. Randall picks it up behind the net. Leaves it for Schrader, who flips it behind the goal line. Centering pass is tipped. Jack Fugger picks it up. Sends it out to center ice, and the Saints will have to regroup. Played ahead to Michael Poles. He'll skate it through the neutral zone. Jumps around one, loses it just inside the zone. Yokes the other way. Sends the length of the ice off the end wall. Blake Schrader picks it up behind his own net. Saints will set it up from there. Brings it up center ice, plays it off to Randall. Randall through the neutral zone into the attacking zone, top of the circles. Drives all the way back below the goal line. Hops off the far side, dishes off to Schrader. Schrader back to Randall. Slides off his stick. Keys comes over to help out. Still battling for it. Now it's a knockback behind the net. Randall throws it off the end wall. Yokes have it. Hard up the glass. Collected by Schrader just outside the blue line. Now a minute 46 left on that power play. Oaks have it all the way back. They'll send it the length of the ice. Schrader has it in his defensive zone. Plays it ahead. Michael Poles has it now. Carries it through the neutral zone. Dances around two. All the way down to the goal line, or to the face-off dot. Sending pass loose in front. Slides right to the feet of Elliot Troush. Cooper Smith dumps it down below the goal line. Still a minute left on the power play. Held in by Molenkamp. Kick off the one. Hit shot blocked in front. Back behind the net it goes. Played off to Elliot Troush. His shot 6 feet wide of the net. Molenkamp back down to the corner. The Oaks will send it the length. Green tees it up behind the net for Cooper Smith. I'll leave it there for Chase Molenkamp. Molenkamp out the far side ahead to Lund. Lund chips it into the zone. Troush runs it down. Has it behind the net. Centers out in front. A little too much to handle. Now Molenkamp's shot fired wide. Rebound is collected and sent the length of the ice by the Oaks. Green stops it there. Molenkamp circles behind his own net. Plays it out the far side to Lund. Lund's cross-ice pass a little ahead of Cooper Smith. He skates into it. Spins at the tops of the circle. Walks to the slot. Loose puck is collected by the Oaks and sent the length. Driver back to get it. Leaves it there for Elsie. Elsie skates herself into a little trouble on the board. It's taken away by the Oaks. Randall gets it ahead to Fugger. Fugger will carry across the blue line. Sends it ahead to Michael Poles. Cuts at the top of the circle. His shot is blocked. Fugger now on the far side. Sends it towards the net. Loose in the slot. Oaks collect it. Michael Poles is going to draw an interference call here. Hit the brakes and did the old flip the guy over his back.
Yeah, look, they said that I couldn't do it, so I wouldn't do it.
4:48 left in the second period. The Saints will go on the penalty kill. We get Elliot Troush, Cooper Smith, Elsie Sukichoff, and Landon Lund out on the kill. Puck down, controlled by the Oaks. Jimmer goes D to D. Back to Jimmer. Played down the boards by the Oaks. Troush sends it back behind his own net. Cooper Smith hard off the far glass. Bouncing puck kicked down by the Oaks. Played down to the corner. Knocked loose by Landon Lund. Played back to the point. Now in the slot. The Oaks will lose it. Saints send it to length. Jojen stops it behind his own net. Elliot Troush makes Jojen think twice about just leaving the puck there. Carried into the zone by the Oaks. Crossed over in the slot. Shot. Saved by Breen. 1:18 left on the power play. Saints hold the 3-1 lead here with 4:06 left in the second period. Shots on goal favor the Saints, 17 to 17 to 11. Oak shot, saved by Breen. Caps just got a man tied up at the top of the slot. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing to see. Set the length of the ice. Jobson stops on the goal line. Tees it up there. Oak's still a minute left on this power play. They'll play it off to the far side. Knocked away by Fugger. Now chipped all the way out to neutral ice. Oak's 2-on-2 the other way. Fired high into the net. Or goaltender interference as they wipe out Breen. Oak's DDD at the blue line. Fires it down below the goal line. Chipped out in front, poked away by Meehan. And chipped all the way back to the Oaks defensive zone. Oaks have it Howe behind the net. Brings it out the near side. Sends it back to the middle. Jimmer dumps it into the zone. Stopped by Breen behind the net. Wrapped around. Meehan sends it up the near boards. Now it's Randall out to neutral ice. Oaks go D-to-D on their own blue line. Now play it ahead to Maddox. Drop pass there, taken away by Randall, who took a nice shot, but still forced the puck to the blue line. Oaks D-to-D at the neutral zone. Carried it in. Randall presses him into the board. Might have been a hold there. Shot blocked out in front. Kick to the near corner. Sent around the back of the net. Oaks played all the way back to their blue line. Shot. Saved by Breen. Kick back. Another save by Breen. Shot hits the side of the net. Kick out to the near side. Nice defensive block there. Back to the blue line. Breen gobbles it up again. Holds on for a whistle. We're back to 5 aside as the Saints penalty expires. Still 2 minutes left in the second period. Shots on goal favor the Saints, 17 to 14. Puck shot in. Played ahead by Lund. Up to Powell. Powell carries it in. Shot just wide of the net. Picked up behind the net. Sent around to the near side by the Oaks. They'll try and get it out. Taken away by Powell. Played up through center ice. Back to McDermott. They'll play it out to the far side. Ahead to Lund. Lund will work it into the zone. Taken away from him. The Oaks quick turn. Bird the other way. Gets it through Cooper Smith. Dermott now back behind the net. Oaks have it in the corner. They'll send it around the back. Kicks all the way back to the blue line. It's loose. Picked up by Lund. Takes it inside the zone. Shot high and wide. Caroms off to the far boards. Powell kicks it all the way back to Elsie Sukuchov at her own blue line. Tries to play it ahead. It's knocked down there by the Oaks. Elsie up ahead again. Just out of the reach of Powell. Knocked loose by Blake Schrader. Taken back by the Oaks. They'll race it up the far side. Waddick turns them back towards the middle. Shot saved by Breen. Elsie behind the goal line. 3 extra steps to try and finish the check there. You're a big man. Played out to center ice. Now dumped in. Oaks are up in the physical game. There's no player that lost a skate blade. Oaks now through neutral ice. Knocked off the puck by Elliot Troush. I don't do it on a second period. Score after 2 is 3-1. Shots on goal favor the Saints, 17 to 14. We'll take a break, clean the ice, see you back for the third.
They said that I couldn't do it.
So, Jack Huger and Elsie Sokocha. Randall to the dot. Pucks down. We're underway. Play to the near boards. Pulls, chips it through neutral ice. Randall forces it a little deeper. The Oaks take it away. We'll bring it out of the zone. Out through neutral ice. Driving it all the way down to the far corner. Chased behind the net by Suk. Played out to Poles. Poles sends it ahead to Jack Huger. Jack drives it wide. Jumps out of the way of a check. Puck trickles down to the corner. The Oaks will play it back behind their net. Out to the far side. Oaks bring it into the zone. Tries to cut towards the middle. Knocked off the puck there by Cooper Smith. Sent through the slot. Oaks pick it up. Fake a shot. Now the Oaks back behind the net. Tipped away from them by Cooper Smith. Fired towards the net. Hit the skate. Elsie will try and play it up the boards. Randall with a big hit on the wall. Blocked by Michael Poles. Sent back to the far point. Big wind up by the Oaks. Saved by Breen. Kicks back to the near point. Michael Poles with a flyby attempt at a blocked shot. Tipped up into the netting for a whistle. Let's fix the clock so it says it's the third period. Puck's down. Controlled by Dubuque. Bowenkamp plays it off the wall. Gets it ahead to Lund. Lund tries to flick it up to Powell. The Oaks take it. They'll send it back behind the net. Carter Meehan chases him back there. Played back out to the blue line. It's Wyatt Powell. Dumped in just wide of the net. Kicks off the side. The Oaks will try and play it out. Knocked back in by the Saints. Wrapped around to the near corner. Taken away by Lund. He'll send it back towards the goal line. Blocked down there. Shot. Saved by... Oh, I forgot his name again. Jobson. Played ahead by the Oaks. They'll knock it out to neutral ice. Taken away by Powell there. Sent back. Meehan chips it up to the boards. Battle on all the way down to the corner. The Oaks walking behind the net. Played out to the far side, near side. Lund advances it down the ice. His shot wide to the corner. Stolen by the Saints, taken back by the Oaks. Now knocked back behind the goal. Ethan Sauser in to get it. Takes it away momentarily. The Oaks get it back. Backhanded pass up through the middle. Nobody home. Goes for icing. Sauser will stay out there. He's joined by Maddox Mitchell and Palmer. Elsie and Waddick back on defense. Palmer to the dot for the faceoff. Wins it back to Elsie. She'll dump it down below the goal line. Wraps all the way around. Ethan Sauser in the corner. Can't quite get a good pass off. And the Oaks will spin it the other way. Lunders walks around Waddick all the way to the front. Loose in the slot. Still loose. Waddick's calling a goal. Not exactly sure what all happened there. We're going to take a look at the replay. Maybe I can describe it better. I can't. At any rate, the Oaks close the gap 3-2. So with 11:51 left in the third period, now a 1-goal game. Ethan Tees to the draw. Blake Schrader scoops in, picks it up, gets it over to Elliot Troush. Troush chips it down to the corner. The Oaks will play it back behind their own net. Taken away by Schrader. He'll wheel it up top of the circles. Shot. Just wide of the net. Troush throws it out in front. Nobody home. Goose. Now the Oaks control. Schrader knocks it away from one. They regain. Back up through center ice. Troush gets a big hit on the Oaks player. Back to Lunderson at the blue line. Shot. Saved by Breen. Holds on for a whistle. Oaks come to the dot. Randall for the Saints. Played back to the blue line. Oaks fan on the shot. Regroup. Locked in front by Randall. He's right off the puck in the corner. Molenkamp will send it to the far side. Michael Poles is there. Sends it to the slot. Now the Oaks steal. Back behind the goal line. Cooper Smith there. Played up the middle. Randall's got it now. He'll chip it off the boards out to neutral ice. Knocked back in by the Oaks. Molenkamp sends over to Smith. Smith up through neutral ice. Dumps it into the zone. Wraps around behind the Oaks net. Huger tries to pry it off the boards. Oaks have it now. Randall works down the line. All the way to the end boards. Driven in hard. Wrestling match ensues. Sent the link to the ice. No icing. Elsie's there. Takes a nice shot to the head. Played all the way back to neutral ice. The Oaks will dump it back in. Around the back of the net it goes. Elsie back to get it. Saved by Breen. He'll hold on for a whistle with 10 minutes left in the third period. Shots are tied, 18 apiece. The Saints clinging to a 3-2 lead. We'll get Wyatt Powell out for the faceoff. Pushes the man forward. The Oaks have it now. Plays it back to the point. Blocked in front by Landon Lund. Oaks regroup and send it back in. Carter Meehan plays it over to Colin Molenkamp. Sent to the far side, and the Saints will rush it up through center ice. Into the slot. Backhander just wide of the net. Wyatt Powell's got it. Sends it back to the middle. Lund couldn't quite get enough of it to bury it. Now the Oaks. Long cross-ice pass. Goes untouched for icing. 9:27. It's amazing when you get a 1-goal lead, the clock seems to move backwards. Ethan Tees out to the dot. It's out there with Troush and Schrader. Wins it back to Troush. Shot. Kicked wide by Jobson. The Oaks will pick it up on the far side. Reverses it back to their D. Now they'll bring it back out to center ice. Elsie's there. Plays it back to Cooper Smith. Smith ahead. The Oaks have it in their own defensive zone. Try that long cross-ice pass. Tipped into the zone. Just wide of Breen. Cooper Smith cycles back behind his own net. All the way back to the blue line. The Oaks will fire it on net. Blocked by Tease's skate. Elsie battles forward in the corner. Now it's Tease all the way back in the corner. Wraps around to the far side. Just out of the reach of Troush. Collected by Cooper Smith. He'll send it the length of the ice for icing. Scores from around the league. There's a final in Ames. The Kansas City Jets are victorious over the Cyclones in the JV contest, of course. In Sioux City, the Capitals are beating the Metros 4-2. And down in Cedar Rapids, it looks like the Lancers are up on the Riders 2-0. Not sure what we're discussing here. Maybe the clock didn't move. I show 9:27. Apparently, it's going to stay 9:27. Randall into the faceoff dot. Puck's down. Controlled by the Oaks. They'll play it back to their D. Lunders holds it in, fires it on net. Saved by Breen. Holds on for a whistle. Randall back to the dot. Puck's down. Trip to the wide side. Cooper Smith races. That's not Cooper Smith. That's Jack Fugger. Back behind the Oaks net. Michael Poles digs it out of the corner. Backhanded pass. Can't quite connect with Fugger. The Oaks chip it out to neutral ice. Knocked loose there by Randall. Sends a cross ice pass to no one. Oaks pick it up. They'll carry it back into the zone. Knocked away by Randall again. Now it's sent out to center ice. Fugger will try and run it down. The Oaks will give good chase. Knocked back out. Randall picks it up. Drops off for Fugger. Top of the circle. Shot. Blocked in front. The Oaks have it now on the far boards. Centering pass out to neutral ice. Stopped by Fugger there at the red line. Nice attempted hip check that failed miserably. Centering pass knocked away. Bouncing puck in the slot. Fires. Goal. The Oaks have crawled all the way back to a tie game now with 8:16 left in the third period. So that's our goal favor the Oaks now, 20-19. We'll get Wyatt Powell out for the faceoff. Puck's down, controlled by Dubuque. Landon Lund will take it into the zone. All the way to the end wall. Battle for there. Oaks have it. They'll backhand it out to neutral ice. Taken away by Powell temporarily. Now sent into the Dubuque zone. Green stops it behind his net. Elsie plays it out to the far side. Knocked off the puck there. Saints will backhand it out to center ice. Powell's got it. Chips it ahead to Landon Lund. Lund can't get enough of it. Now sent out to center ice. The Oaks haven't done the attack. Shot. Wide of Breen. Lund will send it to length. Runs it down. It's Jimmer back there. Plays it behind his own net. Shot saved by Jobson. Sixty, 37. Got it. Sorry. Had to check something out. Played all the way the length of the ice, no icing. The Oaks pick it up behind their own net. Played it out to the near boards. Taken away by Schrader at center ice. He'll wheel and go back on the attack. Dumps it into the zone. Dumps it into the Oaks bench. Puck's down, controlled by Schrader. He'll take it into the zone. Driven wide, forces all the way down to the corner. Played back behind the net. The Oaks will work it out the near side now. Shizzle has it. Sends it across. Chipped into the zone by the Oaks. Molenkamp back to get it. Takes a big hit under the end wall. Oaks now trying to play it up the near boards. Schrader's got it there. They'll send it up through center ice. Chipped ahead, taken away by the Oaks. Now played back to the middle. Schrader carries it into the zone. Top of the circle shot. Saved by Jobson. Holds on for a whistle. 5:59 left in the third period. This tie game now. We'll get Michael Poles, Tyler Randall, Jack Kruger out. Back by Elsie and Cooper Smith. Randall to the dot. Down, controlled by the Oaks. Lost in front. Oh, just wide of the net. The Oaks now reverse it back behind the net. Sent out the far side. Lost through center ice. The Oaks just get themselves offsides. Poles tries to chip it over to Randall. The Oaks working away from him. Up through neutral ice into the attacking zone. Now played back. Randall's got it. Takes it into the zone. Chipped back out by the Oaks. They'll spin it to the far side. Dumped in. Knocked down by Cooper Smith. Spins away from them. Big shot from the Oaks. Tipped out to the far side. Loose in the slots. Nice save by Breen. Another nice save by Breen. Holds on. .5:17 now in the third period. Trevor Breen doing a great job of holding the Saints into the game here. Wyatt Powell up to the dot. Pucks down. Picked up by Carter Meehan. He'll chip it out to neutral ice. Battle for it there. It's Lund. Gets it ahead. All the way into the corner. The Oaks will pick it up behind their own nets. Try and advance out the far side. Lund tries to knock it off a stick and does. Now he's got it on the far boards. Knocks it down the wall. Now finally played out to neutral ice. Meehan plays it over to Molenkamp. Chipped into the Dubuque bench. .443 left in the third period. Powell looks like he'll stay out for this faceoff. Faceoff one, back to Lindsay. He'll try and dump it in the zone, taken away by Molenkamp. Sends a pass right to the Oaks D. Now played down the boards. Sent out in front, loose puck. Green knocks it back behind the net. Oaks have it in the corner. They'll cycle back down behind the net. Now alone in the near corner. Played back to Lindsay at the point. Fired back to on the half wall. Lund takes it away and chips it the length of the ice. Very nice. 4:08 left in the tie game. Tees in for the draw. Saints win it. Oaks get just enough of it to force it towards Breen. He'll cover for a whistle. We'll do it again. Tees back to the dot. Out there with Troush and Schrader. Pucks down. Played back to the point. The Oaks have it there. Shot. Saved by Breen. 3:58. The Oaks will send out some fresh legs. Saints appear to be happy with the personnel they have out. Puck down. Carried out into the neutral zone. Blake Schrader's got there. He's out there with Elliot Troush. Shot wide of the net. Caroms over to the near boards. Knocked back in by Tees temporarily. Saints on a delayed penalty now. The Oaks set up back behind the net. Elliot Troush, no regard for his body whatsoever. So Troush is the one headed to the box. 2 and a 10, checking from behind. That's not what we like to see. You see Coach Austin isn't real crazy about it either. Ethan Salzer gets some quality time on the ice as he skates across. Served a 2-minute penalty. Troush has had a heck of a game today too, so it's sorry to see him end it with 3 minutes and 32 seconds left. Saints have to kill off this penalty and survive and advance. Puts down. Oaks will play it back to the point.
League penalty number 3, Elliot Strauss. Check behind.
All the way back to the defensive zone. Jimmer back to get it. Play it ahead. The Oaks have it just outside the zone. Now they'll send it in back behind Breen's net. Cooper Smith there. Bangs it out through center ice. Kicked back in by the Oaks. Sent to the far side by Tyler Randall. Oaks will counter. Back into the zone now. Top of the circles. Tries to walk around Elsie. Centering pass. Unconnected. Michael Bowles with the big hit. Oaks now try and get it loose on the boards. Bowles over there pestering them. Sent on to the near boards now. Centering pass a little too hot to handle. Walk down. Saved by Breen. 2:35 left in the third period. Oaks have crept up 24-21 and shots on goal. Puck's down, controlled by the Oaks. Played back to Lunders at the blue line, sent over to the other D. Now down to the corner it goes. Carter Molenkamp will knock it out to the far boards. Oaks control there. Back to the point. Wrapped around behind the net. Oaks now in the corner, plays it back to the D. Fans on the D-to-D pass. Lunders will send it back down the boards. Through the slot, taken away by Tees and sent to length. Advanced up through the neutral zone, knocked away there by Jack Fugger. The Oaks will regroup in their own zone. 14 seconds left on the power play. Into the attacking zone, the Oaks trying to walk around Carter Molenkamp. He bodies the man in the corner. Sent back to the point, nobody there. Fugger tries to run it down. Into the corner it goes. The Oaks back out to neutral ice. Chips it around Molenkamp. Rips the stick out of his hands. Now it's Blake Schrader the other way. Down Main Street with a little speed. Drives it wide, gets around one. Centering pass. Loose in the slot. Lund sends it down low. Out in front. Still loose. The Oaks will walk away with it. Knocked back to the corner by Randall. Lund battles for it there. Knocked back to the corner. The Oaks will take it behind their own net. Battle for in the corner by the Saints. Oaks now scoop it up. They'll reverse it back behind the net. 40 seconds left. Long cross-ice pass. Oaks carried into the zone. They'll go back behind the net. Tries to center it. Knocked away by Cooper Smith. Played up the boards. Pulls, gets it off. Out to Randall. Randall plays it over to Lund. Lund dodges a hit. Oaks D-to-D in their own defensive zone. Played back behind the net. Oaks working out the far side. Just 10 seconds left. Into the zone, behind the nets. Green plays it to the corner, and that'll do it. So we'll go to a shootout. JV contest, there is no overtime. Elliot Trout's not available to shoot. I'm not sure whether he'd be an option or not. He's serving a 10-minute penalty. So the Oaks had a great change of fortune. They changed goalies after the first period. Dom Strauss went out. Ryan Jobson went in and pitched the perfect 2 periods. Breen looked exceptional there. Most of the third period holding the Saints into it. So we'll see how this shootout plays out. See if I can get the camera to play nice. I did give my co-parts in Cedar Rapids credit. They had a shootout last night, and I watched how they did it. They did a pretty good job managing the camera, so one of the few times in my life, hopefully I'm as good as Cedar Rapids. So the Oaks' first shooter. Breen shuts him down. Palmer will be the first shooter for the Saints. Waits it out. Oh, Jojen with a nice diving stave. Turn away Palmer. Looks like Ryder will be the Oaks' next shooter. Picks it up at the red line. Shot saved by Breen. Michael Poles. Big Mikey Poles. Second shooter for Dubuque. Oh, had the shuffles, couldn't get the shot. Lunders had a heck of a good game today. Nice save by Breen. Blake Schrader will be Dubuque's third shooter. Nice, and buries it for the win. Celebrates with the varsity team waiting there. Jojen turned in a heck of a performance. Just got beat in a shootout. That's a more than respectable game. So the final here from Dubuque is 4-3 in a shootout. Saints end up with a split of the Oaks for the weekend. We'll have the varsity contest here in about 25 minutes. Thanks for watching. I am Neil's grandson.